Hello again. I have here a book published in 1980. It's called Roots of England. 1980, mind, not all that long ago. We're not talking about the 1950s or before the war or the Victorian era or anything of that sort. 1980. Curiously enough, it was published by the BBC. Let me read out a bit of the blurb. England covers over 50,000 square miles and around 46 million people live there. Yet within this relatively small area, there is still amazing diversity. What makes a metal worker from the Black Country different from a quarryman in Portland? What distinguishes a tin miner in Cornwall from the coal miner in Northumberland? Or the Suffolk farmer from the London market stall trader? Hmm. I find it fascinating that a book about England could be about amazing diversity and yet contain nothing at all about anybody, white people. You see, every photograph in this book shows nothing white people. There's no mention of anybody other than white people. This is quite intriguing. The book was um, published and was based on a series of 12 documentaries made by the BBC about different communities in England. And even the one about Tower Hamlets, which centres on the Roman Road Market, the Roman Road Bow, shows only white people there. It's Roman Road Market in 1980. All the people there are white. This is in Tower Hamlets. What have we got here? This is about the Roman Road Market. This is three generations of market traders. They're all white. We have over the last few decades been conditioned into believing that Britain has always been a nation of immigrants, that black people have always lived in England, that ethnic diversity built Britain, and so on. This book contains not even passing reference to anything of the kind. And for the authors, diversity in this country means simply white people with different traditions and ways of life. As I say, 1980, only 45 years ago. The same would have been true of any book published at that time, or even earlier in the 20th century, right up until around the year 2000, in fact. I can think of two possible explanations for this. One is that the authors of this book and other similar works were blinkered racists and white supremacists who purposely erased the history of anybody other than white people in their books in order to promote the idea of an ethnically homogenous nation. The other possibility is that the book is an accurate and true account of what it meant to be English at that time, and that all the similar books are also reliable. If so, then we have in the last 25 or 30 years been the victim of gaslighting on an industrial scale until we have been beaten psychologically into submission and come to accept, or at the very least pay lip service, to a wholly false version of history, one which bears not the least relationship to objective reality. I wonder which of these two competing explanations for what is observed readers will find the more likely.